And we are live. Hey everybody, welcome to the live show. Chaco and Big Nasty's live show. How you been doing, buddy? Been a couple
Good,
weeks.
good. I didn't see the live notification go up. Normally, oh, no, now it is.
No, it
Okay,
is.
yeah,
Oh, there. It's
we had a little bit of a delay. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a while. You guys were all at Heroes.
yeah.
I was jealous. I wish I were there. I saw all the different buddies. I wish I were there, hanging out. I even would have drank a White Claw. I think.
The white claws were flowing. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Speaking of which, we got a great guest. We got the chief ambassador for the brand White Claw.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
They should have him as a spokesman. I think they would sell a hell of a lot of it.
I think so. Yeah. You want to introduce him and
Yeah, yeah. I think most people know Dope Comics. He's I think he's the funniest comic book YouTuber. I've said that many times. A lot of entertaining people, a lot of funny people, but I think Dope's the funniest. Like, I laugh every single time. In fact, I've shared his stream with people who don't give a shit about comic books, and they all laugh and they subscribe to him. So yeah, Dope. We should probably bring him out, and everybody
come on out.
can.
All right. And here's our idiot leader.
I am here, and I am the funniest. By far. By far.
Welcome, sir. Welcome
What's
How you doing,
going on,
Dope?
guys?
to the live show. Love it that you're
Rich is
here.
stuttering.
Huh?
So Rich is stuttering today, the live show.
No,
So you guys were saying you're rested up from your Heroes Con
I
experience.
am rested up. It took me 3 or 4 days, but I am rested up. My sleep was all messed up because I was going to bed like 3 in the morning. I was staying up with everybody to 2 or 3 and then doing a video after everybody else went to bed.
Oh wow!
And then I was getting back up about 7 or 8 to get ready for the con. So, and then it was like a 10-hour drive there and maybe a 7-hour drive home. So,
You were going faster coming back.
well, there was major problems on the way there for all of the FOMO squad. We all went the same direction and got hung, and there's a lot of flooding going on once you pass through Tennessee. So we had to go highway for about 70 miles.
Whoa.
bad traffic. Yeah.
Diesel's bumper to bumper for 70 miles. So,
Wow.
yeah, it
Mine
wasn't
was-
good. I got
Yeah,
to
mine
see a
was
lot of the
also-
heartland of America, though, that way.
Yeah, when you have to take the back roads, that's for sure.
Yeah. Lots of tattoo shops and cafes and I like
stops. Truck stops with America.
Yeah, I liked it.
The trucker porn shops. Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, I love those too. They're my favorite.
But we should probably say hi to the people in the chat, maybe.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see here. We got Christopher.
Yo,
What's up,
Chris.
Chris?
Good seeing you, Chris. Adam, up and Adam.
Adam showing some cool artwork today.
Yeah, that was a good video. I was just watching that before we came on, man. It was love that Frankenstein, dude. That was freaking awesome, dude.
I like the black and white creature he showed. Had the black matte
The creep-
background.
Yeah, that was sweet too. That was real sweet, man. Comic Mike. Hey guys. Hey.
Hey,
Yo, Mike.
too many mics around here.
Yeah, there's a Matt. There's a Matt likes comics.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
buddy,
man.
how you doing,
Man.
man?
He's the best right there. The only Canadian I like.
Yeah,
Not even Alan.
I hate Alan.
Mr. Brian, Mr. Brian, local comic stuff.
Alan,
Hello, Brian.
Steppo, Blaker. I hate all of them.
Steppo's not Canadian. He'd be offended.
He is Canadian.
No, he
He's
isn't.
the worst of all.
He's Canadian by association.
Yeah, he's
Association.
Canadian as
No,
they get.
He would
Yeah.
bristle at that, I think.
Well,
But that's let's see. That's about it for right now. Let's
he don't know where he's from.
till more people come on. Let's
Yeah.
Brian, local comic studs down there.
yeah, look, come like a stud. Yeah, that's what it was. Comic local stud. Yeah, that's what it was. Local comic. I couldn't remember what it was. I was calling him local comic stuff. I was like, "Hey, local comic stuff." Every time I see him.
Yeah, he is the local comic stud. He's
We just have one more jump in. Nate jumped in just now.
Oh,
Speaking of beautiful men,
Yep.
I don't see him.
oh, he's right there. I see him. He's
Oh
beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, he's saying there he is. Hey, Nate. Hey, buddy.
But yeah, dope. So normally what we do, we just kind of we talk, but it's mostly a get to know you. Like you're the star. We're just facilitating the conversation. But so I've known you for a while on here, but I don't really know like your origin story. Like how did you get into comics? How many years have you been collecting? And then maybe if you could also talk about like how did you get into horror and specifically pre-code horror?
Well, everything happened organically. When I was a kid, I was raised by a single mom and two big sisters. And my mom had 3 jobs. She worked at a door factory stacking 80-pound outside doors. And then at night she would clean houses. And then on the weekends she would clean like office complexes or like chiropractors and lawyers and all that. And she would sit me at a secretary's desk and say, "Here, draw. Stay out of my way. I've got to clean this area." And I would just draw. And growing up, I loved Scooby-Doo. And I loved the monsters on Scooby-Doo. And I loved He-Man, the bad guys. So Beastman, Skeletor, Trapjaw, Clawful, all those guys, Skunkor.
Ram
So that's
Man.
what I drew. Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's what I drew. And I was poor. I mean, that's all I did was just take paper and draw all day. And then I got a coloring book and didn't know that you're supposed to color it because how stupid is that? So I figured out that you could basically trace the pictures out of this He-Man coloring book and add weapons and all that kind of crap. And then when I got a little bit older, I begged my mom to drive me 30 miles to the local shitty comic book store we had called Blackthorn. And it was mainly a gaming place. But I walked in and told them I wanted anything with monsters. And they didn't have nothing but Hulk and Ghost Rider. And I've been reading Hulk and Ghost Rider ever since. So
Those are good ones.
the first book I bought was Hulk 377. It came out in January of 1991. And I still got it. And it's still Hulk and Ghost Rider to this day. So that's as close to monsters as they had,
Right.
But I don't know why, but whenever I was little, people loved like Spider-Man and his super friends and all this crap, but I was always Scooby-Doo and monsters. And then when I got 10 years old, not having a man figure in my life, I found out who to model my life after. I wanted to be David from Lost Boys. It was 1987. He was the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
He had Star, which was a beautiful woman. He rode dirt bikes down the beach. He could
Yeah.
turn into a vampire. He had a fucking cave that he lived in and ate rice. He had a group of guys that would follow him anywhere. He couldn't die. He hung from bridges at night. I mean, I wanted to be David. So I grew up watching Lost Boys on VHS just over and over and over. And I thought that's what all men should be like when they grow up. You should be David. If you ain't a pussy, you be David. David's the man.
Yeah.
So Lost Boys was a big thing in my life. And that was probably the first horror movie, if you call it horror, that I watched. I was 10 years old in 1987. So ever since then, I've been watching anything to do with horror. So
I love Lost Boys.
and I
Yeah.
guess there's
Great
a
movie.
taboo about it. When I was little, I would go to this.
That was a must when I was younger.
Oh yeah, right outside my house was a place called Video Vision where you could go rent VHSs, and there's always that one aisle that you're supposed to be 18 to go down. And it's just horror movies. But I grew up, there were real shitty horror movies. It was like Driller Killer and Slumber Party Massacre. And,
Hell yeah, man.
and I would look at the covers, and it'd have girls in lingerie on the cover, and all this crap. And I was always attracted to stuff that I guess I wasn't supposed to see.
Right.
But that's basically what happened. And I just started I started getting back into comics again once I got old, like everybody does. I guess it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
But, and I've
And
never
you get money. And you have money finally, like when you're older.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got a little bit of cash in your pocket.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. And well, even when I was a kid, I tell you this too. When I was a kid, I was into comics forever, and I always did what I wanted to do, and I didn't care what people thought. And hung out with all the weird kids, and smoked cigarettes underneath the bleachers, and just was a weird kid. And then I started playing in metal bands. Got some CDs out when I was a kid.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
We were all into death and stuff, and like there's a guy in an electric chair, and y'all will love this right here. And that's my name, Anthony, by the way. It says Anthony would like to dedicate Waste of Life EP to his dad. It truly is a waste of life. So, I was a rebel from a young age.
Nice.
And I started playing in metal bands. And then I started making horror movies. We bought the old VCH, the big camera.
Yeah, on the shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. And I started making horror movies at my school. And next thing I know, all the cool kids wanted to hang out with me. And I'm like, no. And all these girls and all these guys wanted to be in my horror movies. And, this was now you got reels and shit like YouTube. But back then it's like, have you seen the new horror movies? These movies would be passed around the school. And everybody would go home and watch my horror movies. And
awesome. Nice.
Video Vision, the place I was talking about where I used to go in as a kid, my best friend's dad owned it. So I would go in there and take my horror movies and put them on the counter, and people would take them home for free and watch them.
That's awesome. So, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I still have any of those?
And everything happened organically because I would make soundtracks for it being in a band, and then I'd make horror movies. And
do you still have any of those dope or no?
Because everything you do, people are going to be against. They're going to make fun of you, but if you do it long enough, it's cool. You know what I mean? So
do you still have any of those or?
People still ask me about them. When I'm around town and I ain't seen somebody in 20 years, they're like, hey, I found one of your horror movies at my house. And I'm like, well, bring it back to me. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, no shit. Let me.
We were always making horror movies, and we had a Bigfoot sighting that we made a film of, and it's kind of like a Blair Witch thing. And I started making that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden, cool kids wanted to hang out with me, and I wouldn't hang out with them because I didn't want to leave my old group. And I've never liked the cool kids. I've still to this day, I'd rather be in my little weird group than I would hang out with the cool kids. So.
That's exactly my story. I mean, I was a punk rock kid, but all the rest is, I didn't make horror movies, but the rest of it is exactly what I was.
Yeah. And it all happened so organically. Even like now, everybody's like, you're in your 40s and you've got an IG channel and you're going to put comic books on it. And everybody thought that was funny. And, I did that for a long time. And I got up to 4,000 or 5,000, people subbed to that. And then I used those people to start my YouTube channel. And I told them to come over to YouTube. And I've been doing it on YouTube. And it's just like everything I do is just organic and don't really care what people think. I probably lost 200 subs on just running my mouth on my channel. But
I think it's great. In fact, it would be really cool if you could get one of your old horror movies and start do the cut scenes with your old horror movies in it. That would be great.
That would be awesome, dude. I would love to see that.
I live right beside a 4,000-acre Montgomery Bell State Park. And it's great to film horror movies. It's got old cabins you can sleep in overnight. It's got trails. It's got everything you'd want. It's got graveyards in it. And they can't kick you out. So I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what I do. And even like now with my YouTube show, like I said, I've lost probably 200 subs because I offend people where I hate watching YouTube channels where they got their DC or their Marvel fanboy glasses on. And if something's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad. If something's maybe lukewarm, I won't talk about it. But if it's really bad or really good, I want to do a review on it. And
I agree with that.
A lot of people, I don't watch their channel because I know before I get on there, they're not going to say nothing bad about that book. They love DC or they love Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes they do stuff for DC or Marvel. And I know they're not going to talk about it if they're doing stuff for DC or Marvel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't want to cut that tie.
Right.
But me, I don't mind.
Burn no bridges, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'll burn the fuck out of them.
See, me, I'm very careful about everything I say. I watch my P's and Q's. I never, which is completely not true. No, it's not true at all. Like, if you ever heard my freeform swearing and insults on my channel, it's in fact, I do. I'll lose like a couple of subscribers after I go on a particularly bad rant, but then I'll gain 4 later. So it's like, it's okay.
I've said some stuff that's really bad on here before, and I lose subscribers, and I like it because that kind of shows me they don't need to be a part of the group anyway. I'm just after the cool kids. If I can get 100 cool kids, yeah,
you're just culling the herd.
Yeah. If the weak people got to go. You know what I mean? Right. Thin skin is not allowed on my channel. And there ain't one type of person I hate. I hate everybody pretty much. I don't. You know what I mean? I have a little net I cast out. I just like certain little groups of people. I don't like big groups of people. I don't do all that.
It's true, archivist. My mailman actually ran into me the other day, and he's like, "Oh, can I ask what are you getting? Are these collectibles?" I was like, "Yeah, it's comic books." He's like, "Yeah, I figured it's something like that." It's kind of bad sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I figure that's why you was hanging out with me, Dope, over Heroes.
That's why I was hanging out with you. The cool kids, all about 70 of them, went to a dinner that I wasn't going to.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't want to go to it either. And I don't know, nothing against them, but whatever. But here to me, it was all very clicky, and and getting to hang out with Dope was real, and he's super cool dude. I'm not saying that just because he's on here, but I did want to say that with him on here, also to tell him thanks for showing me kindness and consideration and everything else. We went out to dinner and stuff, just me, him, and my cousin. Just hung out, and that's what I was really hoping to do with a lot of different people down there, and it didn't happen. It just didn't happen.
Yeah,
but Dope was one of those guys. It was like he's real as they come. What you see on his show and streams, that's who he is, man. And you can't get any better than that. I just want to say I greatly appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you got there, I was like, "Come on down to my room, 823."
Yep.
There's something okay. I know you're a humble guy, but I'm going to toot the horn for you right now, because some of the things you've been one of the most generous people. Like out of the blue, you found out I liked LB Cole. You just sent me an LB Cole just out of the blue, like a really rare one too. And like some of the gifts I saw you give to different people, really, really nice stuff. I mean, and one of the things I really liked was, to watch you help, like with the next generation of comic book collectors with Nate's son, and really, it's great to inspire the hobby in people who are coming up and inspire them to be collectors and to appreciate. And I could see his face. I could see how I could see the kid falling in love with comics, and it's great to watch. And really well done, man. Good job.
Yeah, I've always been that way. If you came in Dopetopia and there was something you really liked, I'd probably hand it to you. I don't get attached to anything. If it all burned down to the ground and my family got out fine, I wouldn't care. It's paper. I feel like, I like it. Obviously, I buy the shit, but I also feel like, it ain't health and health, your family, that's a lot more important than any of this crap. And
sure, exactly.
If we got out healthy, I wouldn't care about anything. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
If you like something better than I do, I'll usually just give it to people. There's nothing that I'm really attached to.
And it's kind of a recurring theme in this community. I think there are a lot of people that do that. I try to do it. I don't do it as nearly as well as you do. And, there's so many people that, it's great to see. And the thing that was most significant to me, that was not only that you're doing that, but that you're trying to inspire the next generation. Like that was what I took from it. And I really appreciate that you're doing that, for someone young who's getting into comics.
Yeah. If you walked in my room and I usually watch people, and I'm a good reader of people. If you're a fan and you've actually been reading whatever, like you're talking about Nate's son, if I've seen pictures of them dressed up as Ninja Turtles on Halloween, and I know they're really into that stuff. You know what I mean? Now, if you're somebody just walks in and says, "Give me your most expensive comic book," you're probably not going to get one. But if you're a fan of something,
what kind of an asshole would do that? Give me.
Yeah. But if you really love something, you read it, and like I'm all about reading. If you're a reader and I know you love something like that, I'll give you whatever I got. Just keep reading, because I try to get my kids to read every day, and they hate comic books. So, so.
I was trying to think of a question I had in my head, and I forgot how I wanted to say it. What book do you have in your collection that is like, I don't know, the most, not expensive, but just the most influential The most important book, I guess you would say. I don't know how you would word it.
Well, let me show you. I wasn't going to bring this out.
Christopher says he likes the Hulk too. Can he have your Hulk 1?
It is. Just because.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Just because growing up, 10-year-old kid, seeing this, I've had this poster on my wall. I've had, all the stuff, and it's just so iconic to me. And I had to save for a long time to be able to afford it. This is a lot of Father's Day gift. This is my Christmas. This is my birthday money. This is my anniversary money. This is my bonus at work. I mean, this is a lot of stuff, and it's just some 60-year-old paper,
That's awesome.
It's one of the, like, for the big keys, like the Silver Age keys. It's one of the rare ones. Like, there are very few of those. I mean, relatively compared to the rest of them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when it came out, it was pushed as a fantasy book. On the cover, it even says, fantasy. And the other ones are more superhero-like. So kids bought them, and I don't think adults got into the fantasy monster, is he a man, all that kind of stuff. And after 6 issues, it was canceled. So, it came back later with full force, but it took a lot for, them to turn it around. And they put, I just bought a book this weekend. I don't know what I did with it.
They had to put them in the Fantastic Four to get interest, right? Or the FF and Spidey, like they put them in some of those stories.
They put him in different.
There it
books,
is. Yeah.
They put him in Fantastic Four number 12. This is the 7th appearance. So this is the first time he appeared after, he'd been canceled. And then they put him in Spidey at number 14, which is the first Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And, Stan Lee knew what he was doing by putting him in both of those titles. They were popular titles. Kids would buy it and read it. And, then they put him in Tales to Astonish. And next thing you know, he's bigger than Tales to Astonish. And we don't need Namor and, all that kind of giant man crap no more. So he came back at 102. So,
yeah.
I wish they would have started it back at 102. I wish they went back to just Hulk 7. But it's kind of
my
confusing.
first comic was a Hulk comic. It was a Treasury Edition Hulk.
There you go.
But
You got a big one.
Yeah, but I didn't even know how to read yet.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's they're all cool. So
yeah,
can't beat none of that. So
we've talked before about like creators. Who are some of your favorite comic creators, artists or writers?
New or old?
It's up to you. You're the guest. Your choice.
Well, right now I'm reading a lot of Benjamin Percy. I like Benjamin Percy a lot, which he does a lot of the old Ghost Rider, and he's doing Red Hulk. He's doing Helverine. He's doing a lot of that kind of stuff. I also like John Lees. I like Colin Bunn. I like Jeff Johns. I like Michael Walsh. I like when it comes to art in the old days, I love Maurice Whitman. I love L.B. Cole. I love new stuff. I like Jason Fabok. I love Alex Cormack. I love Michael Walsh because he does art and writing. And Vincent Locke. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but he does the Cannibal Corpse covers.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those.
I've got a lot of his original artwork from Cannibal Corpse, and it's production artwork. I mean, stuff that was used in the comics, stuff that was used on some of the Cannibal Corpse stuff. He's a weird dude. He gets up every night, and he's up from 12 at night to 6 is when he does his art. Wow. And so he only draws when it's dark outside. So he's a hard one to get on his good side to sell you some real art. You want to see some of his art?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
He takes this off the wall.
Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah. Most definitely, man.
Yeah, a couple other people have shown up. JSS has shown up.
Yeah,
Joe JSS.
Here's a piece he did.
Oh, man, look at that.
Whoa.
That is badass.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's got a zombie with 4 bullet holes in his chest. So,
yeah.
That is sweet.
Then, let's see.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
That's weird.
Yeah, you see this right here. It's a guy walking around holding on to his guts, right?
Yeah.
Got a good look at it.
That's awesome.
So if you'd have been around, I just happen to have this laying by me. This came out at Hot Topic. This is a Cannibal Corpse. It's got the CD in it. You can only get this at Hot Topic.
Wow.
And it came with a patch back in the day, and you hardly ever find the whole thing together in the bag and everything.
Yeah.
But it came with this cool comic book that Vince Locke did, and in the comic book,
Is that
Oh,
picture?
wow.
Oh wow!
That is amazing.
so
So that's
That
the
is-
original art. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that's
That
I
is
don't know if
great.
you see the top what it says right there.
What's
Yeah.
it say?
It says it tells you what page 4 and all that to the book.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
that's-
Okay.
That's this book. So there's you some published artwork that I had hanging on my wall.
I love that.
Man.
Yeah,
I
and he
love
did Dead
doing
World, which
stuff like
JSS is talking about.
Yeah.
If y'all ever looked at any of that old horror stuff.
Oh yeah. I have some Dead World.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
all those covers for the most part. All the good ones anyway.
Yeah. I've got maybe 3 or 4 Dead Worlds. Yeah.
But I used to
So-
I used to be in metal bands and thought I was in Cannibal Corpse and wanted to be David from Lost Boys. So that's
Yeah. I was always too fat to be David from Lost Boys, but I still wished I could have been.
yeah.
But so dope. I don't know what you have handy, but would you mind showing us some of your pre-code horror?
I got
I don't know
books
if-
everywhere.
If you got if it's handy. I mean, don't go digging if you don't have to. But
So this
yeah.
right here, really rare book. I think there's about 12 or 13 on the census.
Wow.
And
it's a
I
great
love
series.
this cover. I love everything about it. And there's only like 12 or 13 of them on the census, and I have 2. So
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Red dress in distress.
I also have one that's not graded. So
Wow.
there could be more on the census one day. So
Yeah.
Who did the cover?
the cover on this thing. This is a Ken Bald cover.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a couple out of the night, but yeah, that's really cool.
Here's a high grade one that was just laying around. This is from 1954. This is the thing number 16.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it looks like it just came off of the look how white that is.
Oh,
That is
that's
nice.
amazing.
That is,
I have a book
A
that
9.0, wow.
9.0.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's just
Somebody loved that book, man. For that to be in
Yeah.
good shape like that.
and here's an Unseen land here, which I like Unseen. They're pretty
Cool
cool.
series. Cool
I've never
series.
seen that before.
Bayou
Yeah.
Widgets. So that one's laying here. The first pre-code horror book I ever got was this one right here.
Oh, I love that cover.
Yeah. This one's really red.
wow.
Most of the time they're faded almost to pink.
I bid on one of those and I like missed out at the last second. Like somebody outbid me at the last minute. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
That book and these 2 books right here. I'll show you 2 more. These
Oh
these
yeah.
3 Black Cat books I got all at one time. This is a guy
Oh,
under the water. You
sweet.
see blood coming out of his mouth,
Oh yeah.
and it's like a trail going down his side there, and you can see like a paddle wheel on the mill.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man, that is
These are Leah Lyles
cool,
covers.
man.
Yeah. I love Elias.
these 3 books, a guy sold them to me, and he said he did not have any money. Well, first I talked him down. I talked him down a pretty good bit on them, and then he told me that he would take the deal, and then he sent me a thing saying he was so happy because he didn't have no money because he had cancer. So then I paid him full price for him. I said, "Well, you didn't tell me all that. I'll just give you full price." So I gave him full price for all 3 of them. But
Wow.
Wow. That
Really
is
cool.
then
Nice
let's
black
see what
cats,
else.
man. Nice black
I like-
cats.
I like floating head covers, so stuff like this.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. Is that LB Cole?
No, this one here is Bob Powell.
Oh. A lot of times with the text box in the bottom and with those colors, sometimes it'll be I don't think I've seen that comic. That's really cool. I always like it when I have never when there's one I haven't seen. That's cool.
Well, there's plenty I've never seen because you guys have opened my eyes to a lot of this stuff. So
I like all the old Eries.
Yeah.
that is so. I love that, man.
Yeah, really cool.
I'll
Yeah.
show you a cool book you need if you ain't got the first appearance of Dracula in comics. This is
You showed me this. I remember you showing me. Yeah.
This is Erie number 12.
That is
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
So
That's cool.
let's see. It says first Dracula First Dracula appearance in comics. So if you ever wonder what it is, it's this one. Now, you
It's
gotta
that
watch out because there's a remake too. There's a Canadian version. It's a remake. So
What year is that?
this one here, the one you want, is from '53.
Okay.
one. Wow.
Yeah, cool.
So that's a cool book. And I like other things besides horror. I just like weird shit. If y'all watch my channel, you know that.
Right.
Yep.
So here's Super Magician.
I love
So
weird shit.
we got
Whoa.
the Headhunter cover, and it's real yellow. And this is from '43.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
yeah. So it's got bloodthirsty pirates in it, savage Indians, all kinds of stuff.
Wow. Badass.
And this book's not supposed to be in my box because this is supposed to be all pre-code horror. This one's not pre-code horror, but this one's got an interesting story too. Have y'all ever seen this book?
Never,
No.
I don't know what that is.
So
KO?
KO, this right here. This is KO Comics. This is a company that made one book and went broke, and they only made one title, and it was this title, and they only put out one issue. But the thing about it, this is a Jack Kirby cover.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, and if you look down here, he used to use different pen names, and one of his pen names was Jack Curtis. So this is either Jack Curtis art or Jack's cover art. But if you look right here, it says Jack Kirby cover right there.
Huh.
Right
So,
there. Wow,
look
that is
at it,
awesome, man.
If you look at it, he's got a lot of like a Captain America, Thor kind of, you know.
Yeah.
But
What year's that?
this right here is 1945.
Nice.
Wow.
So
That's
very young
amazing.
Jack Kirby.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some of his very early work then.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
pretty
Derek just made a good comment. I love weird shit t-shirts coming soon to the dope store.
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a great t-shirt, actually.
And if you watch my channel, anytime I say weird, shit happens. I don't know if y'all ever noticed that.
Woo! Woo!
This right here is the very first ever EC horror book. So I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this is International Comics.
I love that cover.
Nice.
And they put out 4 issues, and one of them had a horror feel, one of them had more of a sci-fi feel, and they tried it out because EC started out as educational comics. It started out just as like,
That's right.
you know, educational booklets and shit, but
Yeah.
it worked. Nobody threw a fit, so they went on with it and came out with the rest of EC Comics. And this is 1947.
Yeah, it was
Ooh.
Bill, what's his name? It was his old man owned it, and then he died and gave it to
Bill Gaines.
Bill Gaines. Yeah, when Bill Gaines took control of it, that's when he pushed the envelope and started pushing all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I need a Michael button, man. I need a woohoo
Yeah.
every time.
Woo!
We got we got this old Colonel Sanders devil.
That's a good one.
This one I really like. These are really, really rare. It's 1945.
Nice.
Let me dig around here.
My problem with pre-code horror is, man, every time I feel like wanting to get into it, I don't know where to even start.
Yeah, it's.
I just enjoy watching everybody else's stuff, but man, just trying to figure out where to start.
I don't care about the grades because it's hard to find rare books. When you're digging for something, there's only 12 in the world known to exist or whatever. The things I really want is a blue label. That way I know it's complete. And another thing, I like to buy them already in here.
Slab.
Because I mean, I know they're complete. I know they ain't been altered at all. And this one here's got real pretty red. Red's the first color to always fade. So if you can find ones real red, I'm big on red too. And if you look at the name of this guy over here, he's old Dopey. So I had to buy this one.
Dopey.
So what advice, Dope, could you give like somebody like me that's trying to dip their toe into doing something like that? Where would you start? Where would you recommend someone starting if they want to get into that? Because it can be kind of pricey, so you don't want to buy something or not know what you're buying and all that kind of stuff. So
I used to watch the Golden Guys. It's a show that don't even come on no more, but it's on YouTube. And these guys just talk pre-code horror all the time. And they're still around. I know all of them. They're all experts at what they're talking about.
Mhm.
And they're better than anything that's on today. And they're called the Golden Guys.
They're
But
golden guys.
yeah, and I've learned a lot by watching those guys. So, but yeah, I would make sure I just bought complete CGC copies. It's blue labels because that way you know they ain't been modified. You know, that takes a lot of guessing out of a lot of it because a lot of the Mo books had different amount of pages and all kinds of stuff.
So I don't mind purple label if it's if it's minor restoration. It's like a little glue or a little color touch, that doesn't bother me. Like I don't want trimmed labels. I don't want anything missing. But like I don't care if the cover's detached or I don't. I want it to present well. I want it to look good. That's for me. That's what I care about.
I like purple a lot better than I do green. I won't buy green because to me it's like you don't own the book. I want it all. You own part of the book. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to buy it only a cover or something. Oh, here we go. Schomburg.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So
I don't think I've seen that Schomburg. That's really cool.
yeah.
Love that, man. Punching a big freaking KKK dude.
Is he popping out of a coffin?
Yeah.
Is he jumping out of a coffin to punch him?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool. I've never seen that one.
Here's a really cool book I like. This is I like crime books as much as I do pre-code horror. I've got a bunch of crime too, and they're a lot more violent. And here's a guy with a cleaver.
That's an expensive comic.
We got 5 or 6 back there dead in the trees.
Yeah, that's one of the great ones. That might be like second only to the one where it's like where he's holding her head to the stove.
Yeah,
those are the two.
There's one where he's putting the head in the what do you call that? The hole in the road.
Yeah. Where she's decapitated and he's putting the body in. Yeah. Those three. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite. I've always wanted this book, but when I got it, I like the book a lot better in person. But I love crime and suspense. This one right here is really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen this one, Rich, but it's a guy looking like he's getting shot in the head. But if you look in the mirror back there, he's actually shooting himself in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
it's shocking. Like even now, like looking at that is shocking. Can you imagine seeing that back then? Like when, people weren't like numb to violence and things like we kind of are now.
Well, back then there was no TV, there was no phone. I mean, only thing you had was a radio and basically just
books.
Different
books. Yeah.
And your kid would go to the store and bring home a candy bar and a suicide book.
Right.
So, they're like, you don't need this kind of stuff because back then there was no comic book authority, and they bring home books like this. So
Yeah, I have that one. That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, you can see the old 50 Mercury back there, and it's got the full moon and the graveyard, and
the thing that's hard to tell, it looks like she's been set on fire, like she's in the smoldering. Like it looks like flames to me.
Yeah, she's all ripped up. So
I don't know if it's supposed to be that way, but it looks like she's been put into like smoldering coals or something.
Here's another great cover. I like this one a lot.
Yep.
There's
those three, 22, 23, 24 on CSS are like, I think those are my favorites in that series. All three of them are great. Fantastic.
He's got that white shirt on. It'd be a lot better if it was covered in blood, but
right.
That might have been too much,
Right. And what a great look on his face.
Get somebody to read it. Yeah.
Yeah, the face is what makes it. And I found this one somewhere. Every time I find these, I pick them up. So
yeah,
you got this girl like Madonna walking around twirling her purse at night. So.
She's about to have a bad day.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants the money or the loving, but he's coming for something. So
whatever it is, she's about to have a bad day.
Yeah. So here's a weird one. This one's from 1952. This is the Phantom Witch Doctor. So
wow.
Oh,
you want to? This is good because you got a little good girl art with a little horror too.
I love it.
Look at the witchcraft. If you look at the witch doctor's eyes, you can see like skulls in his eyes.
Wow. Who did that cover?
Jacked up teeth, man.
This is Everett Raymond.
I don't know that name. That's badass. I love it though.
Yeah. So that's a cool book.
What a great job on the girl
too, man. Huh?
Yeah, really good.
These Web of Evil covers. They're weird.
I have a few of those. They are cool.
I don't know if he's choking himself or what the hell he's doing.
Or if like maybe the specter there is like getting it, like making him choke himself.
There's nothing wrong with choking yourself. Okay,
right.
But yeah, and I love like the names of these stories because all of them could be like a metal band I grew up with. Like you could be the Creature of Doom.
Yeah.
You know, we got Flaming Vengeance here.
Flame Vengeance, that'd be an awesome band name, dude.
Death Prowls the Streets. So there's the name of your album and the name of your band right there.
Right.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That'd be awesome. Some good names.
We got some Honk the Fear.
Yeah. I got this one too. Is that a Senate hearings book or a SOTY book? I think
have
it's
no idea.
on the I think it's on the label. Like I think it is. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it's a anti-censorship editorial, whatever that means.
Oh, okay. Maybe I might be wrong on that. Maybe it's something where I don't remember.
So yeah. So I don't
Cool.
know.
Yeah, that's a great book. Brian says the first force choke in comics.
Here's one from 1954 that I really like. It's Fight Against Crime number 17. We got the old dead body down there.
Oh, right in the neck they got him.
Yeah,
That's
and that guy's fixing to push that bitch out in front of that.
Oh, no.
She is in the red dress.
Well, she killed him, and now he's like, "You killed my brother," so now he's gonna kill her.
Bad day to wear red. Bad day to wear red.
Yeah. So these are cool books. I like these. Ah man, what else was in here? This one would have been a lot better if it wouldn't have been raining, but we got this head smashed to death with this sledgehammer.
Wow.
But
That's cool.
It's raining and it affects the picture, but I wish it was more just clear. But
Yeah.
you can see
He got
ain't much
thumped.
left.
Yes.
And I had a 1.5 of this, and one of the guys in the chat right now said, "Man, I wish I." He said he told me his dream was to always own an EC comic. I said, "Well, on your birthday, I'll send you one." Never seen the dude in my life. Never talked to him or nothing. He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, my birthday's next week." I said, "Well, send me your address." So I sent him my 1.5, and then I had to go buy another 1.5. So,
Oh yeah.
and his looks better than mine, but he's Carnosaurs. I don't know if he's still in the chat or not, but
Yeah, that's cool, man.
yeah. So,
And you know what? And I can vouch for every bit of this. Dope and I were just talking about LB Cole, and suddenly an LB Cole comic just shows up at my house.
but yeah, I mean, if somebody wants something, he said he always wanted one. I said, "Well, hell,
Yep.
your birthday, I'll send you one." And I was just kidding around thinking, when's his birthday? And he's like, "It's next week." Or like, "Send me your address." So
Nice.
here's a cool old prize. If you ever listen to Ice-T growing up, it's like, who's got the power? The whites, the blacks? No, it's the gun tower. So there's the gun tower, and they're putting holes in everybody. So
Wow.
this is from 1948. So,
Cool.
but I like all this stuff. I feel like I don't know. I kind of feel like a historian. I buy it and just save it because you don't ever.
We
see
were
many
talking
of them,
about that. Sorry. We were talking about that. Like Christopher says, my birthday was yesterday. but we were talking, one of the things I talk about when I talk about Golden Age books and pre-code horror, is that you're not only do you own the book, but you're kind of the caretaker of that book. It's because there are probably 4 or 5 people that own that before you did, and hopefully, if you take care of it and preserve it, and get it to somebody else that'll take care of it, 4 or 5 people after you will. This is history that we're hoping to keep it in relatively good condition so somebody else can enjoy it later. It's you're a caretaker, a custodian of these books.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yo, Johnny.
Johnny.
Oh, and Stevie. Yo, Stevie.
Let's see what's in this box. We got this magazine's haunted.
Oh, I love that series. It's so cool.
Yeah, this series got all kinds of great covers in it. So if you don't know, this is a good one to start out with. They're not super expensive, but there's really cool covers in it.
Yeah, there are a couple, but not many. Yeah, that's a cool
wow,
cover.
I like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Got this dumbass
Skull
guy
dude.
like Indiana Jones walking around with a. But that zombie's pretty smart. I mean, he's holding her hostage.
And the girl had to wear red. You just
Yeah.
had to wear red. Doggone it.
Here's another red dress.
Bad outfit choices all around.
Same dude
Came
looking
up by
for.
this house, but she changed her mind.
Yeah, same zombie looking for.
Oh man.
By the way, Archivist,
awesome.
he was saying, that, I don't know if everybody should check out Archivist channel. He does a great job of like doing conservation and restoration of a lot of old books, a lot of Golden Age books. Really, really cool stuff he's doing.
We talked about Maurice Whitman, and he's my favorite artist from back then. He does good girl art mixed with
That is so
horror.
cool.
So
Ghost is such a cool series.
Yeah.
I just picked up a Whitman this week.
What'd you get?
You want to see it now? I think you have it. I think it's one that you have, but I got it pretty inexpensively on a Comic Link auction. I got this monster number.
Yeah. That's Whitman. He's the man.
Yeah, it's monster number 2, and it's really good shape. Like it's a 3.5, but 3.5 white pages, and it looks great.
Yeah.
And I got that on Comic Link. I got that for, I think it was like $110 or something like that.
Oh, you got to steal.
Yeah.
Anything Whitman draws. Here's another Whitman.
Yeah.
So,
I love the dress on that one.
yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good. Really good stuff.
First one's not red. Here's my favorite cover. This is the one. This is where these demons are telling her to jump off this rooftop and kill herself.
Yeah.
And if you tilt the book the way it's supposed to be, she's already fallen. So,
Yeah.
but you can see
They're all pointing down. Yeah. Cool.
I think you got one of these. I think you like this book.
I have that exact comic. Yeah.
That is awesome.
That is, and if you saw, Adam did some original art. That's one. I think that's one of the best pre-code horror covers of all. I think it's one of the best.
The green, really, I like the green a lot.
This is a cool one. I know this is. I don't know if you saw, like on Biggie Shack's channel, they did the top 100 covers of all time. This was one that Alan picked to put in there. Yeah, that's one of the top 100 that they picked. Oh yeah,
Nice.
Now there's some LB Cole right away. You'd notice that
is
from the jump. You know that exactly who did that.
Yeah, you got these guys in the green back here, and you got the old.
Freaking love that, man. That is awesome.
The yellows and the oranges. Exactly. It jumps LB Cole off the cover.
Yeah.
Speaking of LB Cole,
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cool. Yeah.
I can always see every time someone shows some of his stuff, I can always see why everybody likes him, man. I love that.
You got to remember
stuff.
back in the day, they were on the shelf, and you could only see, they were like this.
Yeah.
All you could really see was a title. So you had to really make it pop to stick out for people to go over and grab it and see what was behind it on the shelf,
Yeah.
So on the rack.
Yeah, I redid my back wall, and it's all like the one on the very top here. Oh no, wait.
He really understood colors.
Oh
That's
yeah.
nice.
See, now that is, who's that one? Is that who did that?
This is my favorite pre-code horror book I own. This here is Al Hazley, whoever the hell that is, but
Which collection is that? That's
Pedigree.
Which pedigree is that?
This is Crimpton D. This is the one I told you about where they got stolen.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like the there are two most famous Beyonds. There's this one, and then there's the Sodi one, the deep sea diver.
yeah.
Those are like the
And
two
I
ones.
also like the one there in the airplane. You've
Oh
seen that
yeah,
one.
yeah. Those are that is cool.
But this is the second highest greatest. The highest grade ever is a 7. This is second highest grade, but I like this one better just because it's pedigree. But
Absolutely.
look how black it is and how red it is.
And
That
the
is
gold
awesome,
label
man.
pops. I
Yeah.
love the gold label.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
Yeah. And let's see, I got 5 more laying here. Here's you've seen this before.
Recently, I've seen that. I think people have probably seen my channel already. That
I looked for a
Whatever.
long time for this book, and I had it on my search on eBay, and every morning when I get up at 4 o'clock before I go to work, I would look, and it would, of course, it'd never be on there. But I have a bunch of things I'm searching for, and one day it was a Monday morning. You know how most people relist their stuff on eBay on Sunday night,
Mhm.
and somebody put one on there on Sunday night on the West Coast, and I saw it at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it only been on there about 3 hours. And I bought this sitting on the commode at 4 in the morning. So
Wow.
there you go. There's you a good story.
That's awesome,
Wow.
dude. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Love a good shitter story.
There's your LB goal. So
Another cool thing.
Nice. Yes. That is awesome.
Yeah. Outer Worlds jumped on, and
Yeah.
Yo Team Union, and yeah, thanks, Union. I'll show that Vampirella cover in a little bit.
here's another LB goal.
Oh my god, he's so good, and
That
I don't know
is
if I've
so
ever-
awesome,
The
dude.
baby.
That
yeah,
is so freaking badass.
I don't know that
man.
I've seen that one.
That's the albino
Ghost
Bigfoot
thing.
eating a baby.
Wow,
Thing of the void, thing from the void. Man, that is
Thing from the
awesome.
and that's his comic label. What is
Yeah, Star.
Star? Yeah, that was the one that he ran.
Yeah, he did most of all the covers for Star Publication. So,
Yeah.
even if
He,
you look
he
at
owned
like
that. He owned that company.
Here's a cover that's not LB Cole, but yeah, it is LB Cole. I ain't got that one on me. There's another spook that's not LB Cole, but everybody thinks it's LB Cole. This one's LB Cole.
Mm.
And this one's cool. You see the ship. Let's see. See the dead guy hanging from the ship up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's faces all in the green.
Oh yeah,
water.
they're all like ghosts coming out of the mist.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you can
water,
see
yeah.
a guy. There's a guy here in the water.
Yeah.
And there's
That's
like
cool.
there's faces floating on top of the water up here.
Yeah.
But the more you look at this stuff, the more crap you see in the water, So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
That's
cool.
awesome, dude.
let's see what else I got down here. Yeah. Here's a hard one to find. This is from 1954. It's Mystic.
That's the this went on to become like a lot of these went on to become like Marvel. Like Stan Lee was working on a lot of these mystics.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of the writing is Stan Lee.
Well, this is 54. You can see a difference between like the 54 and the 56 once they started going postcode horror.
Yeah,
Prices just fell off because the covers ain't cool no more.
that's
But
right. They had to stop.
some of these were titles that like halfway through the title become postcode horror instead of pre-code horror.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So that is 2 boxes of slabs already. So what y'all doing now? Hang
Yeah. I mean, I think normally about now we start to invite other people in, other buddies to jump on, and I mean,
Yeah.
and then we kind of will just talk and everybody
Are they
shows
cool?
stuff. I think they're cool.
I
What
think
do
they're
you think,
really.
Rich? Are they cool?
Oh hell yeah.
Well, bring them on.
I think you know some of them. I think you know some of the buddies.
Yeah. Open it up to anybody that wants to come on. Come on, bring them on. One and all.
Derek said shirts required, which I don't know how many people. I probably should not even mention it. It's so stupid and embarrassing.
Shirts
But
required, pants are optional. So,
well, the pants thing. I don't know if everybody heard about this, but I was on Crom's stream last night, and I brought actual Chonko on. Like he had his dog, so I was like, okay, well, Chonko won't tolerate this, but I'll bring him on. And I bring him on, and of course, like as soon as I get him on camera, he just goes bananas. He's like bucking and jumping and trying to, and I'm like trying to catch him because he's like trying to like jump over my shoulder. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I like I went, like he like busts through the door, and I could feel my shorts fall down, and it's like full plumber's crack. And I'm trying to get Chonko. I'm chasing him out in there, and I come back and everybody's laughing at me because it was like, I guess you could see like half my butt cheeks on the stream because of my stupid crazy dog. So enjoy, everyone. Enjoy if you.
there we got Adam.
What's up?
Hey,
Adam.
hey, at least we didn't see your spicy sausage there.
No,
Yeah.
it was. I'm sure it was not flattering. I didn't watch it back. I didn't want to, but everybody was like laughing. It was pretty funny when Chonko went nuts, but then when I found out it was like, not fun.
Chonko after dark.
people were saying like only dogs or something.
They know crack.
Yeah.
But
It was a bad look for Chonko and me.
Adam's one of the guys I wish was at Heroes Con, and then we got Johnny. Johnny's the other one I wish was at Heroes Con.
They're going to be there.
Yo, Johnny.
No hands.
No hands. He's driving.
I'm driving. I'm the first driving guest ever on the show.
That seems reckless.
I'm not watching it. I'm listening to it.
We'll be able to see that cop when he pulls them over anyway. There it is.
Yeah.
He got a promo sticker.
You were with Eric today, right? You were at the.
I just left. I was heading home. It's like an hour drive home. So yeah, just got the Alex Ross exhibit. It was awesome.
Was he there?
Alex Ross, yeah.
Yeah. Did you get to talk to him or?
I've met him multiple times. I'm kind of an Alex Ross guy, so I wasn't so keen. And in the line, there was like tons of people there. But
Yeah.
Eric is actually still in line waiting to get something signed. And so
That sounds familiar, don't it, Rich?
Yeah, it does. Eric's a diehard, man. He is.
Yeah.
He would go to Heroes Con and he'd be the last one to leave. They'd be kicking him out. He'd get there when they open and they'd be kicking him out, saying, "It's time to go, man. You got to go."
yeah, he was back and forth on what, like, you could buy stuff there to have him sign, and he was back and forth between the Heroes book or the Villains book, and he was going to tear out the Wolverine. Yeah, I think he got the Heroes. I think he got the Heroes because he wanted him to sign Wolverine, and then he bought a signed copy of it too. That is cool though, man. It's the original art from all the Timeless covers,
Wow.
and it's crazy because like the Galactus is huge. It's like 4x4.
Wow.
And Wolverine's actually tiny, which Wolverine's a little guy, so it makes sense.
I'd have
But,
loved to have went to that, man. I swear.
It was
If I'd have been there, if I'd have went there, I'd ask him why he ain't did an orb yet. I mean, he's doing a bunch of crappy characters on this last release. He could at least did an orb.
So one of the things that you got when you for going to this pre thing is it's an exclusive print signed by him, and it's like the DC version of the Timeless. It's a print, like a sketch print of all the DC characters. So I think he might be doing something with DC with that same kind of setup. It's pretty cool.
Hey,
That's really cool.
Speaking of great artists, you got Steve Driscoll there in the chat.
Yeah.
And, look what he did for me. Look at that.
That is
Let
sweet.
me grab mine.
Look at that.
Look at
I've
that.
got mine as
Yeah.
well.
See, I haven't gotten mine in the mail yet, but I do have the original. I've showed this one before. I've showed this one before. My name is Mr. I got my shit together, man.
I can show mine too. Yeah,
Mine's in the mail. He says mine's in the mail, so hopefully I'll get
This one is so actual Chonko has taken over the stream, and
Yeah, I love that.
and he's saying, I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel and call it "How to Steal Your Master's Chair." He took my name, I'll take his chair, and it says translated from dog. And then I'm coming in, much slimmer, by the way. But it says, I thought this was my comic cave. It says, Chonko, get out of my chair, and it's got my spinner rack, but then it's got like the boxes, like the comic boxes labeled DC Flash, Batman, Marvel, Hot Chicks, and Hot Chicks.
Sounds like he knows you.
It's so good. I like sincerely good. And I was talking to Stevie, I think like Stevie's really onto something with this. It's like almost like
He's got his own style going, man.
Yeah,
He's
it's like-
really developing his own style.
like underground art kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Harvey Picar,
Yep.
from American Splendor, where he was like totally untrained and he just started writing. Yeah. Oh, there's Adam.
Yeah, I got mine. I did with mine right now all the like all great art, it's on the fridge right now. So I had to run up and get it off the fridge. Yeah, he's got me kind of in my office where I do some of my filming, and it's got like Free Comic Book Day, the Bat Phone, my nameplate. Then up here, he's got, Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, art, and then French horn. I told him I used to play French horn when I was in middle school. So kind of funny. He's got my name up there. Yeah.
It's really good stuff.
Yeah. But mine got my mailman just kind of slammed it into the mail slot. So I've been having to flatten it out a little bit.
I would have made a video about that mailman.
Well, I didn't know exactly what it was. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So, so I'm part of the crew too.
That's
we lost Johnny. He must have got home by now.
He's probably went to a dead zone or something. He's driving. So
another one, everybody check out Johnny's channel. He does a lot of cleaning and pressing, and really, really good at it. And
he's got one coming up tomorrow, like 1 o'clock Central or something.
He just did a really cool book for JSS. He did that like a really, really rare old Shadow.
Well, my
Brian's got one too.
I saw on Brian's channel. I saw him show that one. Or did I? Did I see it?
If he ever comes to Heroes Con at this rate,
I might have.
What?
Oh yeah, maybe Stevie might have shown me Brian's. I don't know that I saw Brian on his channel. I saw it though. I know I've seen it.
That's awesome. What?
But you guys want to see some stuff?
Yeah.
I can show you some stuff that landed today. And I'll show you the big spicy sausage that I already showed on my channel. But so I was in on some Comic Link things, and I won some like really cheap, like pennies on the dollar. And on one I kind of paid up for, but one I missed out on was this really creepy cover that I'd never seen before from 1951. So I was able to get it raw on eBay for really cheap. But have you ever seen this?
No.
Super Circus with these creepy ass clowns.
That's awesome.
And it's actually a pretty good shape. It's just it needs to be cleaned and pressed, and it's got a really bad spine roll. But it's attached and it's complete. And I don't know. Archivist or Johnny, maybe you could tell me about what you think of that spine roll. But I think it's not rusted staples or anything. I think that this is salvageable, and I think it's in pretty good shape for what it is. And the one that I missed out on was, it was, I don't know, it went for, like, I bid low on it, but it went for over like $100, and I was like not willing to go that high because I didn't really know what it was. It just looked so creepy and weird. I was just like, yeah, that's nightmare fuel. Look how horrible that is. Good God.
Is it a comic or is it more like a magazine?
Oh no, it is a comic. Yeah, that's a comic. And then I got some kind of more recent stuff. But have you guys been paying attention to this? Another female artist named Shabina. Like, she did the one that was the Pin Apocalypse that was really in demand. She does a lot of this pinup art kind of stuff. But if you look for her stuff right now on eBay, it's like everything's going for like $150, $200 for recent books. But she just released this cool Vampirella cover. Hashtag.
Yeah, that's fun.
And speaking of which,
Thinking
couple others.
Stupid button.
I'm gonna keep beating dope over the head with it. Look at this Mark Spears Vampirella. Badass. And it's a Frazzetto homage. Badass.
That's the newest Beanie Babies.
There we go. There we go.
What are you doing?
I'm just messing with you.
And
the new Beanie Baby craze.
Oh man, he's great. And he's a good dude. He's a really good person. And then another Vampirella. How about a Bruce Timm Vampirella? Signed.
Yeah. Bruce
And,
Timm.
got a couple other things. Got this. So Unknown Comics is doing like a really big like sale. It's like you buy like whatever you buy, you get like that amount for free or something. So I kind of took advantage of that. But Lozano, I really like what Lozano's doing with these covers too. With this Lozano Black Cat with the kittens, cool. And Delato Carnage.
That's
Nice.
cool. Yeah, I like that.
That's awesome.
And a Delato Spidey
Cool.
because he does great stuff. And I could show some stuff later, but yeah, the really big spicy sausage. Dope already showed it, but I just got one. I got it raw. But it's like been on my want list for a very long time. But Tomb Terror 16.
Yeah, that's an awesome book, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, the drowning cover. It's actually in particularly good shape. Like if you look at the color strike and stuff, it's a detached cover and there's a lot of edge wear and stuff. But it's actually pretty good, and
But it presents really well, though. That's all that matters.
yeah,
Man.
I think it's. I'm gonna get this slabbed, but yeah. Anyway, I can show some of my auction wins later if you want to, but that was what I had.
I got a couple things I want to show off real quick. First one is was that Thursday night dope that we got together?
Yeah, first night.
Thursday night, he texts me and says, "Hey, come down to 823." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And so let me bring Big Matt on. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
No, Matt.
I just it took me a while to decide which T-shirt to go.
Yes,
That was me.
yes.
I had them both, but I didn't want to wear neither one of them. So I didn't know which one to wear.
Well,
I'm trying to spread the love.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you, Matt.
Adam
Thank you,
balances
Matt.
you out.
Yeah,
Adam balances you out.
My side piece is wearing Chonkos, so
Well,
it's
see,
like,
I did see Adam was wearing Chonko, and that sort of swayed me towards.
Well,
Big Nasty.
yeah, you were cheating on me all last weekend.
Yeah. But like I was saying, yeah, Dope said, "Coming down 823." I'm like, all right, yeah, okay. So then he gives me some books, gives me a couple of books, and the one I was like, it was just perfect because Saturday I was going to see Roy Thomas. So then he ends up giving me this little Italian goodness here of Conan print
That's so
number
cool.
1, and it's so cool, man. I showed it in my video, my signature series thing, but got Roy
Yeah, I love
Thomas
that.
to sign it, right there, or get my finger to work right in there and stuff. But he was just like, it was he was like, "What is that? What language is that? That's so cool." He's like, "You kidding?" He goes, "There can't be too many of those." And I was like, "No, I don't think so." I said, "They're pretty rare."
You'd be surprised. Italy has a huge. Italy and Denmark, in particular, have huge comic bases. Disney's huge in them. Marvel's huge in them. So I don't know if there's any Danish versions per se, because I haven't seen a lot of Danish other than Disney. But there's a lot of Italian books for Marvel.
That's just awesome. It's just I can't thank Dope enough for that one, because that was a good surprise, because that went right to the top, the pile of getting things signed and stuff. But trying to, what else was there? There was I want to do a shout out for JSS. He's in the thing. We never got a chance to hang out or meet up or anything. He had went out to dinner, and I had politely declined because I was wanting to go to the auction the same night they were going to a dinner and stuff. And but he sent me an AOK, and I just got it today or yesterday, and I already, it's going to be in the new video I put out, but I'll go ahead and show the stuff on here. Yeah, he sent me a Wildcats X-Men.
Wow.
That's cool.
The modern age #1. It's pretty cool. Adam Hughes cover, Adam Hughes art. And then I got a Conan #4 giant size, which I don't have that one, so that works out great. Yeah,
Cool.
that's awesome,
That
man.
is cool. That's the one I'm missing too.
The big
I
one-
have most of the annuals in giant size, but #4 I know. #1 and #4 I don't have.
The big thing that just was like, holy shit, that he gave me one. The King Conan #1, a 9.2.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, and I don't have a #1 even in the raw of anything. So I was just like, wow, thank you, JSS. I can't thank you enough, buddy. That was
Wow, that's
just
awesome.
It's an awesome gift, man. Awesome gift. That one, that one's definitely going in the forever collection. But then I got a show. I talked about my video and stuff. I got thanks to Johnny, we lost Johnny, but I was going to talk to him about that. My #1, got it signed, and it's buckled. I mean, the spine is. I tried to show it on the video. The spine don't look too bad. It's pretty flat, but it's buckled on this corner. It's like this.
Yeah.
It's sitting in the inner well, and the inner well is. You can see it on this one corner. It's scratched on that inner well that they put the comic in and stuff. It's just you can tell they rushed it because the girl said, "Oh, it'll be tomorrow or whatever." And like I said, it was like 3-4 hours later. I ended up getting an email saying, "Oh, it's ready." And Johnny said he's listening.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I would absolutely call them. Tell them their customer service is actually really good, even though some of this stuff does happen. And I haven't had something this bad happen, but I know people who have, and most of the time you call them and they're going to take care of it. So hopefully they would.
And like I said, and I had the old label with me, and when I turned it in, I think they just thought it was a reholder, and they didn't regrade it.
Yeah,
and I wanted it regraded because it's in better shape than Johnny got it in better shape than it was. Before
I also think it depends on who does the grading.
That too, man. That's really true.
I would always send labels back after. I would never give them the label with a book. Some people are okay with that. I don't do it.
But that's I got a lot more to show if I want. But I was going to kind of show some of the other pickups, but I didn't put in my video. I actually forgot when I was making a video today.
Yeah, I could show some stuff off.
All right.
One thing, I don't know if Dope has seen this, but he was talking about Scooby-Doo, and I showed this on Son of Crom show, but I have this like selective Scooby-Doo glass with a whole bunch of the villains on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thought you dig that, but it's Beer Zombies is the name of the brewery, and they put out some, like, they make 100 of these things, and they haven't been doing it anymore, but they also did a bunch with new newer monsters on it. So I got one with the Scooby-Doo gang with Texas Chainsaw Massacre chasing them, and Freddy and Hellraiser and all that kind of stuff. But the owner of my LCS is always, I help them out with a lot of pricing and stuff, and he always hooks me up with things. So he ordered, this is the latest sketchbook for Tula Lote. I know Chanko is a big fan, but it's called Eurydice. But these are all like, signed and numbered sketchbooks. And this one had some pretty cool stuff. Here's a couple things that I know Matt will like. There's a Zatanna cover that she did.
Very nice.
I really
I would say it's magical.
I really like this Supergirl.
Yes.
That's nice. And then there are some covers. There's some risque stuff in here too. She always likes drawing risque stuff, but she's also got some like Twin Peaks pictures in here.
That's a show name I haven't heard in years.
Yeah, there's some Mira and stuff like that. So she does these drops of these, and then at the end she's got some like Basic Instinct. But yeah, she's really good. I've met her a few times. I got a few of these sketchbooks, but she just drops them on her website once in a while.
Nice.
And then this came out so on June 16th. I don't know if it was Diamond or who did it, but somebody sent out like one per store these packets for June 16th. And so my knowing what was in it, my comic shop owner just gave it to me. And it came with it has like a little, intro letter of what's inside. But he knew I was a big Fantastic Four fan, so it has this kind of exclusive Greg Land cover. There's a X-Men Lineal U cover. There's an Avengers Marco Cicchetto and a Sarah Pacelli ASM that's in there as well. But then it also came with these. See if I can get it out of the package here. Came with these pins that are, like just ceramic pins to put on. So got those. And then a couple of other just things to hype up a little bit. This just came out this week. I'm not sure if anybody has picked this up, but I would highly recommend it.
Views from the fall.
I
Chris
got it. It's got some
Condon
wild
does-
art.
Yeah, Chris Condon is a great writer, and this is actually Jeffrey Allen Love's first comic book that he's done interiors for. You may have seen, like, he has some covers for Conan, a few other things that are out there, but the art is really cool, and it's kind of like it's very stylized. It's all black and white, kind of charcoal-y looking stuff, but I've always liked his art, and he's one thing that's he put up on his Instagram is that there is an accompanying website, newsfromthefallout.com, that has a whole bunch of like secret stuff into it. And then there's a phone number on here that if you call, has a phone number that you can call, and you get like some little extra information about the story that goes along with that. So they're not like publicizing that a lot, but just a couple little key things to check out for that. And then I know Dope loves this series too, Hyde Street. This latest issue I just absolutely loved because it's got a whole series of like breakfast cereal monsters in there. And they're doing like, I think 1 in 20 covers that actually feature the different cereal box monsters. But I'm trying to get a Creature Crisp that comes out in a couple of months. But basically, I mean, the art in this is just absolutely great. Ivan Reyes, I think, is the one that does it, and Danny Mickey always does such amazing stuff with art. But basically, these are the cereal box monsters, coming to life.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Really,
like
really cool.
Frankenberry and Boo Berry and the Count Chocula and all that.
They're their own thing. So they have Dr. Jelly and Mr. Peanut Butter, Bugsy Berry, Sugar Scream is the witch, and Creature Crisp is the
Creature Crisp.
Yeah, so they're doing their own thing.
Do you guys still get Boo Berry and all them in the States?
Yeah,
we only get it in October.
Yeah, same here.
They're more limited here. Yeah. Do you know the other two that everybody forgets? The other two
Well, there's a Frankenstein. Oh no, wait, that's Frankenberry.
There's Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Boo Berry.
Yeah,
Fruit
and there's
Brute. Fruit Brute is one.
Yep, Fruit Brute and Yummy
Boo
Mummy.
Berry, yeah.
Yummy Mummy. Wow.
Yummy Mummy.
See, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen the last two here.
Fruit Brute is famously in Pulp Fiction. The one guy's eating a bowl of Fruit Brute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I used to get Fruit Brute when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it back since then. And then another book I picked up recently. This is if anybody's seen the Mike Mignola documentary. I think it's called Making Monsters. It's a really good read. I mean,
Really
good
good.
watch. I think it's on
Really
Netflix
good.
if I remember right. But this is he talks
I
about
watched it on
this
YouTube.
book being the one that actually where he started to develop his own style. And
That's
so
a good
it's
storyline.
Legends of the Dark Knight number 54. So so I picked this up for pretty cheap, but you can definitely see the his stylized stuff because he started off in some other books like He was in Hulk. He was in Alpha Flight, some other things like that before he started
Just-
doing his own thing.
Just drawing Daenerys style, really.
Yeah,
just
yeah. And
I
then the last thing I thought I'd show is just something stupid, because this will I know Rich likes stupid, and
I
this will
love
make
stupid.
Matt want to go out and buy it. So,
Probably. I'll get my comic shop up right now.
yeah. All right. So get ready. Fat Ninja.
Yes, I have that comic.
Do you really? So I didn't know
love
this, but
stupid.
they made 5 issues of this. So,
Fat
but
Ninja.
it's pretty funny. He like I read through it. It's kind of like he's he's drawn by his lust for food and things like that. It's good old mid 80s black and white.
That's right.
Just
That's
silly
awesome, man.
stuff. But it's I don't even know who published this thing. Hey, it was printed in Canada, so And then
Well, a
the
lot of
name
the
of
books
their
we use are printed in Canada.
the name of their letters page is Fat Grams. So,
Fat grams.
so that's good. But yeah,
See you, JSS. Bye.
I should have some really, really good stuff next week. That's just like crazy. You don't believe these comics ever were printed. They came walking into our comic shop. That we're just waiting for the guy to pick up money for his collection. But I should have those next week. But that's it for me.
Cool.
I cannot highly recommend the first 50 to 60 issues of Batman: The Dark Knight, Legends of the Dark Knight. If you like Batman in a more gothic, he's solo for one thing, no Robins. If you like him in a Batman gothic and a bit of horror, then those 50, 60 issues are good to read. Most of them are in 5-issue arcs, and they are fantastic because the whole premise behind Legends of the Dark Knight is it's supposed to take place in Batman's first year.
Right.
Before he gets the Robins, so in a lot of the cases, for example, the one where he's fighting Dr. Hugo Strange, this is the first time he's meeting these characters, and that Hugo Strange one is really good. That's Prey, I believe, 6 to 10.
Right. Yeah.
I
Or
enjoyed
is it 12 or is it 11 to 15? It's
in
one
that
of
early
one of
part.
those two. It's one of those two. I did do a video on it, so
last year. Did y'all get the Batman, the big 40s Batman? It was called the Batman, and it was like supposed to be year one.
Oh no,
I
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
I didn't.
thought
get
that was good.
Yeah.
That wasn't available at my shop for some reason.
Did you have some stuff to show, Matt?
Yeah, I have a couple things.
Yeah.
Next weekend, it's my turn to go to a Comic Con. I'm going out to Montreal, and Jim Starlin's going to be there. And the book
Wow.
I've decided to get him to sign is this, because Jim Starlin wrote all the Radio Shack books.
Oh, nice.
I bet it's the first time he signed that one.
Nice.
It's possible, but the fact is that this is the one because you know how much we've with Nate and
Oh yeah.
played around.
And then you
with
should
this.
get it slabbed immediately after. Send it to
Oh,
Johnny.
I mean,
Send it to Johnny to press it. Get a 9.8. Jim Starlin will be the only one signed. Verified signature. Pressed.
Yeah.
he needs to do like a Thanos remark on it or something, like the Tandy kids meet Thanos
Yes.
or something.
Oh, Remark would be badass. I wonder if he would do it.
Well, it's just so funny when I read, I was deciding to go. I went through the Jim Starlin bibliography just to see what did I have that he signed, and I'm like right away, Radio Shack.
Oh yeah.
I know what I'm bringing.
I bet he'll laugh. I bet he'll find it very funny.
This one here is a recent book. It's called JSA 8, and what I like about it is that it looks like a pulp.
Oh
It
yeah.
does, really does.
Obviously the JSA were the 1940s heroes, right? So
Right.
it's really cool. And the only heroes they put on the cover are all the ones from the back then with Hourman, Wildcat, Liberty Bell, and Flash, Hawkman, and Dr. Fate. So they don't have any of these newbies in there to throw off the picture. It's pretty cool.
Really cool.
And I've been picking these up, all of the EC books.
Yes.
I know that a lot of people think that they're mediocre, but I find the more they're doing, the better they're getting. I think that whoever's writing them is starting to get the feel of the old EC books, and therefore they're getting better and better. This particular series is going to follow this character as opposed to being a bunch of short stories. And this is a female vampire similar to the Vampire vein.
I thought Cruel Kingdom started off so good. Like the first few issues, I thought were really good, and then it kind of tailed off a little bit.
Cruel Kingdom was always scheduled to be just 5 issues.
Yeah,
They're doing the second volume now.
They're doing a second volume, which I've just signed up for, and it's a different writer, so it might be a different. Because what they're trying to do is different. Like how they had science fantasy in one, and and so on and so on. If you look at, I love this side one where it says "terror in a jugular vein." They took the mad thing and they changed it slightly. So
the one I liked was one issue. You remember at Christmas they came out with that Shiver?
Yes, yeah. I think I read that 4 times. I liked it so much, and I've actually used it in a couple of top 10s.
See you, Chris.
And of course, I've got my own. The only EC I own is this one here that I won from a contest from Pockets Full of Comics. Is Mad 4.
That's a big one.
I'm a big fan of it because it's got the Super Duper Man parody in it.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't realize about this book, and I just discovered it myself. Apparently, DC was pissed, right? You know how people get with the parodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And until Mad was bought by DC, they were thinking of suing like they did with Captain Marvel because they had just won the Captain Marvel case not long before this was done, where Captain Marvel was the problem was parody law at the time hadn't been as established as it is today. So they wanted to set precedents on it. And all I can think of is what a waste of litigation money.
Right.
I mean, parody has always been there, or you wouldn't have political cartoons and all that stuff. But the fact is that once they owned the rights to Mad, they dropped it because they owned the magazine. So it was, in effect, suing themselves. So, yeah, no, I'm surprised. I didn't know that. It was pretty cool. And Chonko should recognize this. This is my first Fawcett book that Chonko was very nice and kind to send to me. I treasure this one because I've always wanted a Fawcett Marvel family book, and I never got. It's just one of those things that I go to every convention saying I'm going to get one this time, and then I spend an hour and a half in the dollar bins and the other things, and the next thing you know, oh crap, I'm out of money.
I like Captain Marvel Jr.
Yeah. So I'm really glad to get that. And this last one I'm going to show, Stevie D sent it to me this week. I just like it because of the movie coming out. I'm in a very crypto mood, and this is 4-star spectacular.
Nice.
This is a title I actually did not know existed until I saw it on Stevie's channel. Because there's only 6 issues to it. This is the last issue. This is issue 6, and it's just another big reprint thing that they threw out in the 70s. And actually, Alan and I were at a con together, and this guy told us why there's so many reprint things in the 70s. Because at the time, I don't know if you guys, how many of you are old enough to remember the old legs, nylons that used to look in the egg shape?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, because they were so cheap, convenience stores were carrying those because the profit margin on those were bigger than comic books and magazines. So DC and Marvel started pumping out these reprint books in the giant size so that basically they would be not paying much because they've already got the material, but they were doing this to keep their magazine space because this offered a bigger profit margin than the legs. And Alan and I were like, wow, that's cool. And the guy told us where he found out. So like I actually checked the source, and it's legit. Wow. It was really cool to learn about. Like, I mean, I hadn't thought of obviously those legs things in years because they haven't been around for like at least 20 years. But I just find these things interesting. Someone else can,
I remember pretending like they were grenades when I was a kid. I used to like throw
Yeah.
them and they'd break apart.
I used to have. I actually asked my mom, "Do you have to sit on this to get the nylons?" Because it was
No.
like, I didn't know better.
we used to put rocks in them and then throw them at each other. So then when they would bust, the rocks would go over all like
Yeah.
Oh,
Or firecrackers.
grenades.
yeah, or fire, yeah. But a
Shrapnel
few
and
books I
everything.
picked up, Heroes kind of wanted to show off real quick. I did find this. I thought it was kind of cool.
I love that cover.
Mm, that is
Pretty
cool.
things.
Really cool.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about it, but it just caught my eye. And I finally did find Necroscut #1.
Nice.
I've been looking for that one for a while.
Yeah.
Articulate thing. And then here's one. I think we was talking about this once before, Chanko, but it's the original, not this one, but the original cover or something. But this is Minster Munster's True Crime. It's like with the rat one.
Oh yeah. This is a reprint. It's from
Yeah.
Golden Age. It's like recreating the Golden Age one. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So when I seen that, I was like, "Oh, cool! That's the one we was talking about." I knew it was a reprint,
Yeah.
but I was just like, "It's kind of cool." As Mr. Munster,
Yo, Coach, welcome.
and then for Chanko likes hot chicks, yeah, I got AXA #1.
Hashtag. Hashtag.
I love
Hashtag.
I love how
Well,
that's kind of thing.
What's his name? Christopher, the country singer.
Dopperson.
Crisscross.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Christopher
like,
Cross?
man.
I live in
Yeah.
Nashville. I got to know that.
Oh, Christopher Catholic, yeah. But it was weird. It's got the comic in the front, but then it's got this. It had this like some kind of cover advertisement or something. It's just it's all it is a cover type thing with advertisement in it talking about the book coming out.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's kind of cool. But yeah, Matt, you were talking about getting something done by Jim Starlin.
Yeah.
I had
saw
my
your
cult.
video.
Yeah, I had my
Oh.
cult.
That's such a great book. Underrated.
man.
Underrated comic.
It is okay. Dope. If you haven't read much Batman, if there's any Batman you need to read, it's this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bernie writes and it's
Bernie
good
writes
stuff.
and art and you know
They
Jim Starlin writing.
they just recently, in the last couple months, because I got it, they put out a deluxe edition hardcover that has a whole bunch of extra Bernie like prelim art and stuff in the back of it too. It's just kind of extra features in there.
That's awesome. Yeah, he was like when I pulled it out and I told him, I said, "Yeah, these are the books I've had since I was a teenager." You know, I said these are the books that really got me into Batman. I said, you know, because Frank Miller had come out with his Dark Knight Return before that, and to me, I said these are more. To me, they're a better story than those. I don't know what it's just seeing Batman getting drugged and all that kind of stuff. You know, it was just a completely different take on Batman. Where Frank Miller's was dealing with an older Batman, but this one was Batman really showing showing some vulnerability a lot. You know, it was really cool.
Yeah, it's well done.
Yeah. For me, then in that was a 1986, I believe. The Cult or 88. Like it was around.
It was 80s.
Basically, that period had the Dark Knight Returns, the Cult, and the Killing Joke. And I remember not so much Frank Miller's story. That was a cool one from the future. But the Cult and the Killing Joke really told me that Batman was going in a different direction completely.
See, but year one was about the same time, and that was Frank Miller, and that was fantastic.
Yes. Year one came out in 1987 because they just flipped from post-crisis.
Yeah.
They figured that the first post-crisis book is 404.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the Magpie book, or that's the one that's the first one of year one. I'm not sure. It's one of the other.
It was great. It was a great time for Batman because it was like a renaissance. Because Batman had become kind of goofy again for a while, and
it was people were complaining about Jason Todd pre-crisis because it was the same story, literally the same story as Dick Grayson. Jason Todd was the kid of circus people who were killed by a criminal. Jason Todd knew how to do all these weird things. Like it was literally almost like exact. So when when they rebooted it, they made him into a petty criminal instead, just to give him a different background, because again, it was too close to Dick Grayson. So,
So now I got to show some. I meant to show some of this stuff. Richard Corbin, man, some of his goodness, man. Rat God,
That's
where I
cool.
grew up on.
love that, man.
I've never seen that. That's cool.
That's 2 of 5. I've been looking for this whole run for a while. It's 5 of 5.
Yeah, I'm not
You ever seen
familiar
the
with that.
Twisted Tales. He did all the Twisted Tales, the Pacific
yeah.
comics. And the
I got some of those. Those are cool.
Love Richard Corbin. And I got the Son of the Mutant World. That dude,
Whoa.
friggin' baby arm or something coming out of his eyeball.
Weird. Super weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Richard.
maybe
Corbin.
his face is Rich, based on your video from earlier. Maybe his mouth is a vagina.
I would wait in line for Richard Corbin.
Yeah, I would love that. He's definitely somebody I would love to meet. But, then I got Rippin' Time,
Cool.
which these I come across these. I was like, what in the world? I was like, I was at that one indie booth that Nate. He's like, hey man, this is the booth you need to go check out. So I started digging around, and that's
Yeah,
where I
in the middle.
found these
Around the middle.
around the middle. And I spent a little time there digging, man. I was like, hell yeah.
Was you the one about tits and clits?
Yeah, man, I should have bought it. I didn't buy it. I should have, but I didn't. The guy, he was wanting like, what was he wanting for that? He was wanting like $40 or $50 or something for it, man. I was just like, man, I
I've
don't know.
paid more for tits and clits. So
Yeah. So am I. So am I.
I have that. Actually, I have one.
Yeah.
there you
That was my girlfriend's nickname in high school.
Yeah.
Let's see, my comic shop.
Yeah, like comic shop. That dude had some good shit, dude. He had, oh my God. I hope he's there next year, because if I go next year, I'm definitely going to look him up, try to find him. And he was the only guy that really had indie stuff. He really specialized in indie stuff. And then he had like one corner of his booth was specialized. You want to say specialized. He even had one long box of real dirty stuff like the tits and clits. Yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
Bring it up.
It's so silly.
Yeah, I think there's a few issues of
There's
that.
7 of them.
Yeah, I have like number 5, I think.
These are underground comics,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like hippie underground.
yeah.
Yeah, he had
Hey,
adult, like
Sorry,
adult.
guys. My wife just walked in from her evening. I'm going to have to go talk to her and say goodnight to the kids. I just
Okay,
realized
buddy.
Good night,
Nope,
man.
it's great to meet you.
You too, buddy.
Take care.
Matt got busted. That's how that went.
What are they talking about?
I swear, it's not me. It's not me.
We're talking tits and clits. What the hell?
It's that dirty ass Chonko again.
Sorry, Matt's wife, if you're still listening.
She's like, you've signed up these membership things now. We know what's really going on.
Yeah. My comic shop is sold out. They don't have any right now.
Sold out.
So I think the guy that you're talking about that has that booth, I know him. His name is Jason, and he
I'm like 6'1", so he was about my height, gray haired.
yeah.
I can't remember if he had glasses
he
on or
owns-
not.
He owns a shop a few hours away from me that, and he specializes in that indie and underground and zines and stuff like that. Like he loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah, real cool dude, man. I was looking through, had a big stack, and I was like, come up, and it was like $100, and he was like, yeah, give me 80. I was like, all right, sounds good to me, because I was willing to give him 100, because it's such
By the
cool
way,
stuff.
Dope, how tall are you? You're a tall dude.
Yeah, he's
What is it? What did you say?
6'1", 6'2", something like that.
Yeah, like looking at the pictures, it's like you never know how tall people are until you see them next to one another. And like sometimes you'll see people, they'll be like way up here, or they'll be like way down there. I'll be like,
I look tall. I'm usually standing beside Nate.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So it made it even more pronounced because it was like really dramatic. It was like you were up here and like he was like underneath the like you must be this tall to ride this ride. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, Nate. I don't mean to mess with you.
Nate's pretty short, but
Yeah, when I turn, I elbow him in the ear a lot. So
he the person that freaked me out.
Came out of my nose.
The person that freaked me out, man, was Dave from Still Only 35 Cents.
Mm-hmm.
When you see him in his videos, he looks like he'd be short. I don't know what it is about his videos, the way he shoots. It just looks like he'd be a kind of a short dude. He's taller than I was, man. He was like 6'3".
Colossus is real tall.
And I was like,
I've heard that.
Colossus is a mountain, man. That he is a mountain of a man, dude. He's a big dude.
I heard Cliff is like Sasquatchian. I've heard he's like 6'7" or something.
He's like Colossus. They're both big dudes, man.
I say Cliff's about 6'3", 350.
I got him to sign my shirt.
I've seen a few, like you see certain things that you could see, like when there's group pictures, there are certain guys that are just like way like head, like a whole head above other people.
Yeah, Colossus was a cool dude too, man. He was another one of those guys that would talk to you and stuff. And every time he saw me, he would say hi or talk to me and stop and see how things was going and everything else, you know, because like I was saying before, man, it was Heroes Con was awesome. It was fun. It was great, but it was really cliquey. And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody or anything like that, you know. It's very cliquey. And I guess I went in with the thought in my head of meeting these people and wanting to hang out and just get to know everybody a little bit. Because I'm the type of personality I like to try to be friends with everybody. That's how I was in high school. I never really believed in cliques, you know, because I had a mixture of classes because I was smart in some classes and really stupid in other ones. So I was always in a mixture of classes as far as people. And I don't know. So, but like I said, with Dope, and you know, Dope was one of the few, and it means a lot when someone, you know, actually will talk to you and stuff. And then you have other people that could care less that you was even there. You'd be standing there with the group and you'd say something, and it was like you didn't exist, you know. So
I don't like that.
I mean, the community is a good thing, but like I said, it's one of those things. So now I know when I go to one of these things again, meet a bunch of people I know.
Do you think it's
networking? You know, some people are networking. They just want to hang out with people with more subscribers than they got because they want their subscribers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was a little
point of hanging out with you.
I was a little fish in a lot of big ponds, you know, and people were just like, they knew who I was, but they didn't want nothing to really do with me. They would just, you know, some of them were cordial and some of them were nice or whatever, but then you couldn't get them to say anything else to you the rest of the time you was there.
Check.
There he is. He's out on the line finally.
Yeah.
Johnny was just on telling us you were online. You were in line.
Are you still online? Are you still online? Is this an AI?
I got out of line and got back in line.
This is an AI Eric. He's still in line somewhere. It's not the real Eric.
You know, we've all kind of went one route. You're going to have to show us. You're going to have to show. Do you have the stuff?
Yeah, I got the stuff.
Yeah, the goods.
Great, by the
I
way.
got some goods here. I got a cookie. I got an Alex Ross, one of a kind cookie.
Does it taste like Alex Ross?
Man, this
Whoa!
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Make me big, Rich.
I love making you big.
Whoa! Embiggen me.
Oh, that's
Good
cool.
gravy.
That was
Nice.
That's badass.
Opening tonight. All the villains.
I was hoping you'd get the villains.
That is badass.
They don't have anything other than this yet. They had a Joker Harley thing, but I did not want to spend $150 on it. So,
Wow.
but
Johnny
yeah,
said he's looking at the heroes and the villains, so I was hoping you'd go villains.
I mean, look at it.
The Man Bat in the back and the Riddler in the front. There's Joker. Wow. Red Hood, Luther, Cheetah.
Like Solomon Grundy in the
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Black
Solomon
Manta.
Grundy. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I took a lot of the pictures of the DC heroes they had, which was cool. And I got this. I probably could have saved myself $50. I got it signed.
Wow.
And then what I ended up doing is I got in that line because I'm a knucklehead and I got to get in line for a signature. And I have this print already, but since I was there already and there's the book, And
Oh,
these you can
nice.
take out. So I had him sign my boy Wolvie.
Really
Cool.
nice. Really nice.
And yeah, these books are cool because you could take them out, or like in the back. If you guys have never seen this, there's
Yeah,
a
just pull out.
huge poster
Oh, nice.
of all of them together, like a big collage.
Man,
Wow, that's cool.
Would have loved to went to that. I
And
mean,
then
The
The
thing
other
is, Rich, I got just let me interject. Those guys, they invited me. They said, "Hey, you want to come with?" Because it's in the Chicago area. And I was like, "Well, like I was gonna. I was at first I was gonna try to reschedule, but I was like, no, it's not right. We asked Dope to come on. He said he's gonna come. I maintain. I maintain the show.
Hey, Taco, we could have rescheduled, but because I asked these guys when they were talking about going, I said, "Hey, I am in. Just let me know when it's going to be, and I will drive
Yeah.
up there and meet you guys."
So,
Oh, well,
since I
And get invited. So
Well, we
it's
should
all
have.
right.
And we should have got Dope. Like you could have scooped Dope on the way or something. We could have all went.
So then Johnny,
Stay at my
Johnny
house.
did say that, Rich, if you want to come over, you're not that far, and I know Nate's not that far. I was talking to my buddy Steve, that's the curator of this museum. He goes,
Yeah.
"Let me know," which means he'll probably hook me up with passes or something.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I got the Magneto one then signed.
That is awesome.
We gotta. I mean, I'm all in for Heroes Con, but we should really ask people to consider C2E2 as well, and maybe
Some of the guys, so the Council of X guys were talking about the C2E2 because a lot of them had never been outside of the East Coast, like Lunch Money Mike and Dan and a Colossal Collector. I mean, all of them were talking about C2E2. So I think that's probably what they're going to do.
if they do, then maybe those of us in the Chicago area, maybe we'll have to put together a couple of events, like at a local brewery or local restaurant or something where we can, yeah,
Slumber party.
a slumber party. Everybody's spooning. It's like all a bunch of
Paint each other's
nerds,
toenails.
a bunch of nerds in black shirts.
So yeah, that was the Alex Ross event. It was pretty neat. We got that print as part of our pass. We got to go to not just his exhibit, but other exhibits at the museum. They had 3 food trucks. They had an open bar for beer and wine. So I had a couple beers and stuff. And I think it was worth the price. And you got to meet him face to face. I took some pictures with him that I'll post eventually. It was a lot of fun.
How was he? Was he a nice guy or?
He's tall. I'm like, I
he
had to
is.
look up to him. I was like, whoa, you're taller than I thought. But yeah, he's very nice. Seeing him interact with other people, there's a lot. I saw a lot of people from my local comic store there that were dressed in their Yu-Gi-Oh button-up T-shirts and everything. And I'm like, well, I kind of dressed up a bit. But he treated them just as well as the people that were the suits, because there was a lot of bigwigs that are sponsors of the museum, like I guess it's a CEO that's in charge of the whole thing. He was there, So, yeah, it was really cool how he treated everybody the same. Everybody loved his stuff and was asking him questions. And I know in the thing they said they didn't want people to bring outside books for him to sign. He got to the point he heard people say that. He's like, just bring it in. He told them to go back out their car and bring it back in. So
That's cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
That's
very
nice.
cool guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyway,
Only disappointing I saw in the whole thing is he didn't get the Hulk page signed. He went with Magneto.
I thought about it, Dope, for you. And I did take a picture of you for the leader because his version of the leader is awesome.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it. He did one of those covers, right? He did of the leader.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had some of
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really cool version of the leader.
Yeah, that's badass.
If that would have been the leader in the movie, I'd have made the movie a lot better.
Well, he should be. That's how he looks in the movie.
The leader looks better than there's a Hulk and there's also Abomination, but I think the leader one was the best of all the Hulk creatures he did.
Yeah.
He did a lot of cool covers for that, though. The Nihilus he did is amazing.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a red
That
Hulk.
thing in
Needs to be a red
reality
Hulk.
was like, it was huge too.
Oh, you got to see that one? The Nihilus?
Yeah.
Wow. I would love to see that.
There's a picture of Johnny.
Yeah.
By the way, what a good dude Johnny is, right? Like I met him at C2E2. Super
Yeah, we
nice.
had a good time. We had dinner for like almost 40 minutes. We were like, heck with the exhibit.
good dude. Like I knew, like when I met him at C2E2, I knew, like, I was like, hey man, you got to meet some of the other YouTube people. People would really like you. Good
He
dude.
was on, Eric. He was on for a little bit driving back. He had his
Okay, yeah, he had like an hour drive. So
he had his phone on his dash. He was driving until he lost signal.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, I know everybody kind of knows, everybody in kind of our smaller community, but Johnny's kind of newer to, like, this kind of group of buddies. Everybody sub up Johnny's comic stuff.
look at that.
Wow.
Johnny's a really solid
when I
dude.
saw that, I'm like, I need that print.
Look,
That is-
hey Matt's on right now. That is right up Matt's alley right there.
Yeah.
I need a Red Hulk. I need a orb.
Great.
I need an 8-ball. He got any of these people. And that
Well,
last
I
match,
thought I
you gotta
already
admit, the last
filmed
match
it.
was bad.
I thought I filled your quota of the orb and 8-ball.
You want to see that?
It's one of my favorites.
Yes.
I love this.
I love that,
That's so
Eric. That
good.
is just
So good.
I
so
think that is
stinking good, man.
spectacularly good.
Yeah. That is so. I mean, that,
I wouldn't trade this for an Alex Ross version of that. So
I imagine. Yeah. I have some more stuff to
you
show
better
if you
not.
want.
you better not.
Do you want to see my auction wins?
Your ass. We seen it last night.
I'm not going to live that one down, man. That's like at some point somebody don't do it. Don't do the thing. I know it's coming. Hey, Junko, I took a screenshot. Yeah, fuck you.
Well, now I got to rewatch it. I'm going to.
I know it's going to show up, and it's like
That's going to be
It's
our
like-
next thumbnail. Hey, that's going to be our
golly.
next thumbnail for a live show.
oh man, it's like I'll never like even this morning people were like, "Hey, Junko, I saw your ass." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. I know. My
I
stupid."
passed out, man, last night, dude. I was trying to stay up to watch that stuff, and I was watching something else, and I fell asleep and woke up at like 1 o'clock, turned the TV off, went back to sleep. So
I mean, I'm just like chasing my psychopath dog so he doesn't hurt himself, and it's just like I come back, everybody's like, "Hey, Junko, we saw your ass." I'm like, "Oh crap! All right." Yeah, I know.
I
Dude,
love
I
it.
don't even want to talk about dogs. I had to take both of mine to an animal hospital when we got back from our trip.
Oh, are they okay? Or
They're okay, but they were so stressed out. One wasn't eating, they weren't drinking water. So one got a bladder infection. The other one's got a weird infected toe, and he's got a cut on his back because I think he got stuck in the chain link fence and it pulled out his hair. And oh my god, dog.
actual Chonko right now? Actual Chonko, because of the fireworks, he is. I have him on the hemp chews. And
Nice. Say
actual
Benadryl.
Chonko,
Give him some Benadryl. It works great.
he's stoned in the other room right now.
He's
so-
listening to Iron Butterfly.
Like I could try to bring him in here right now, but like, and he'd probably be okay, but he'd be like,
He'd be
He's like,
snoring
give,
so
give
loud.
me my
Yeah.
Funyuns,
Eric-
man. Give me my
Eric,
Funyuns.
did you have him in a doggy daycare or something? Or
Yeah, we put them in a boarding facility. Actually, a
Yeah.
good one too. So it wasn't the boarding place because this place trains all the canine units for the state police and the county police and all that. It was them. They're just such nutsos that they're like glued
Yeah.
to us. So because they weren't by us, they were freaking out.
that's how my guy is, man. Especially since I work from home and then I travel.
Yeah,
Like when I travel, yeah, he's a maniac. But
that's what
Yeah,
happened to
Tank,
these guys.
my
wife
my old
was home.
dog Tank, man, when I would put him in a doggy daycare like that and come back, they'd be like, "Here's your food," and the food would be like, "There's nothing missing," I'm like, "What the
Yeah.
hell?" It's like, well, he wouldn't eat,
Oh.
the whole time I'd be gone. It'd be,
I-
Oh, no.
I do-
oh no, actual Chonko's not missing a meal. He's not going to be that stressed. I mean, that fucking dog, man. All right. So I got
do a
some.
lot of dog
Show me some
sitting. and
sausage. You got
I have
spicy
to-
sausage?
I do have some spicy. Sorry, Adam. I
I
didn't.
know, I was just saying I do a lot of dog sitting for around the area that I live, and it's kind of nice to be able to, like, people let me go to their homes to take care of their dogs because there are a lot of pets that get just like way too stressed, and some of them get stressed when I'm there, but it does help a little bit than rather
At least
than
if they're
going
at their
to a new
house,
place.
yeah.
Yeah, they're in their own
Yeah.
house. And I see that was just like
That
the
makes a
double
big
whammy
difference,
for
right?
our dogs. But
Yeah.
we made sure that they kept them together at least so they had each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, my dog Chanko goes to this lady that watched my other dog. I had my dog died at 17 and a half, and he went to her his entire life.
Wow.
But Chanko is a different dog. Chanko's a monster.
Bulldogs are a totally different breed. Been there.
So I got some spicy sausages if you guys want to see.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
some
all right.
Some auction wins. Some of these I got for like pennies on the dollar, but this is a Western, but it's like a Western with some Good Girl art, but this Cow Puncher.
Cow Puncher.
Yeah. Cow Puncher from this is no date, but this is the UK edition. It's Pence. But yeah, check out the cool Good Girl art on that.
Cow Puncher. What does that really mean?
I mean, we used to cow tip. I guess this is like the next level. Like,
Yeah.
I got this for like I think like $38,
Oh, that's not bad.
which is like that's
What
like
year
the
is that?
slab
That
would
looks
cost more for
That
this.
looks like 40s, 50s.
For this, for like older comics, yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be looking in the 40s usually.
Okay.
But a collection, a series that I collect that Alan has kind of turned me on to, which, like, if you look kind of over my head here, there are these Crimes by Women.
Oh yeah, all the crime ones. Yeah.
These Crimes by Women. One of the most desirable ones is number 7. Alan shows this sometimes, and it's this. I got this is a restored copy, but it's all the GIs are out here, and she's like
look
a
at them
fly.
hands.
Well, that's what she's doing. She's showing her leg so the GIs will come in, and she's got a gun behind her back to kill them when they come in.
Suckers.
Yeah, suckers.
And then, so this comic I got for it was like about $72 or something like that. Wartime Romance is number 12 from 1952, St. John Publications, and this is cover and art by the great Matt Baker
Wow.
for $72.
Wow. That looks nice too. For a 1-0, that looks nice.
Yeah, and
romances.
getting anything Matt Baker for like $70 something is that doesn't happen. And I showed a couple of the big ones before, but the other big one that I got,
That's what I would refer to every time me and my ex-wife had sex. Wartime romances.
Wartime Romance.
I
You know-
call it a commercial break.
It's not always bad. Wartime Romance. Sometimes it's my problem. I always say my issue with women is like where everyone else is like, oh yeah, Peter should be with Mary Jane. I'd be like, no man, Felicia does stuff like that. That's my whole issue with women.
She doesn't have a safe word.
I always choose Felicia. I always choose the Black Cat. It's because I know what that is. So
Yeah.
anyway, Weird Science Fantasy number 29. This is one of the great Frank Frazetta covers of all time. And it's the one. They're all the cavemen tumbling out where they're fighting this dude with the club, tumbling over the ledge.
That's
Uh,
dope.
I
One
love
of the
weird
most-
science isn't enough, so they have to say weird science fantasy.
Yeah, and it's like this series always like toward the end, like they always had the rocket on the side.
Yeah.
But this is one of the great
Yeah,
Frank Frazetta covers.
That's a badass one. Yeah, I love that. I've seen that on some videos or something on the like Presetta documentaries or something.
That one I paid a little bit for, but I didn't like. It's a restored copy, so. But I paid about $300 for that. But like a 4.0 and non-restored would probably be about $900. So
Wait, be like that rocket.
and then I was showing Dope. I'm trying to convert Dope to the Churchill March Spears, and I just got a big spicy sausage that landed today. So Big Leg from the Beyond Wednesdays podcast had Mark Spears on like an eBay Live, and where he's signing things,
Okay.
and Mark was drinking, and he was just like writing and drawing shit on all these covers, and then they just sent them all. Like if you pay for the CGC, they sent them all off. So yeah, this is Mark Spears number 2. Mark Spears Monsters number 2. This is the sketch cover for the creature from the Black Lagoon, and signed by Mark Spears,
Wow.
remarked here where he's got his Slayer character here, and it says You've been slayed. And I was watching him do this live as I was bidding on this. He's like coloring in the eyes green.
Oh my
And
God.
I don't know if you've ever seen Mark Spears, but Mark Spears is like, he's kind of a chubby dude from Alabama.
Mhm.
He's hilariously funny. He's a super nice guy, and he's an actual comic guy, like a real comic collector, really super nice guy. Busted his ass for like 20 something years to get into the industry.
long time.
Was said no over and over and over and over, refused, and didn't give up, and now he's kind of on the top of the comic world.
Dope. He's a Southern guy. You guys can go get BBQ.
And one of the nicest people, like seriously nice.
Southern and fat too. We might get along.
Yeah.
And then
We're all about the same too.
And then- Adam, I know he showed some Tula Lote. I was just coming back as he was showing it, but I recently just got an original piece of art from Tula Lote.
Oh, wow.
Christopher Walken from Dead Zone.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so
Good.
the great Tula Lote. And I don't have it yet, but I got a piece of art coming from Suspiria. I ordered an original piece of art and a print, which she has not sent off yet. And I wrote an email. I was like, "Yo, Suspiria, I didn't get that." She's like, "Oh, I'm sending it. I'm sorry. I'll include some other cool stuff." And I was going to be like, "Hey, yeah, remember I asked you to come on the stream?" But then I knew like she's gonna like then right away like, "Oh yeah, the beard guy, the beard ride hat guy." No,
Guy.
I'm not sending you anything.
Get anything.
So yeah, but I'm supposed to get an original piece of Suspiria art coming up to that. That's all I had.
Well, you guys want a sneak peek of what me and Johnny found today? I'm going to
Yes.
make a video of this because I
Yes.
recorded Johnny's reaction walking into this heavenly black hole that I go to, the Comic Buying Center. I've covered it on the channel before, so you can see the scope of this. But I actually behaved. I only got a couple things compared to Johnny because I went there with a certain book that's in this pile. So this is the end of their month where everything's on sale. Their $2 books are $1. So just thumbing through while I was waiting for a guy looking for something for me, I found this, and it's one of those. I need to know what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is it?
Crag and the Sky Guys. I think this is like caveman comic book stuff. It's along those lines.
Yeah, it said
Okay.
on the front, Cavemen versus Aliens.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, cavemen
God.
versus aliens in a savage world. So I'm like, okay, cavemen,
Nice.
aliens. Yeah, Conan-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at this. Ooh, I'll save her.
Chunko likes hot chicks.
Yeah,
buddy.
Hashtag.
So, it was $1.
No.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so I have the B cover for this. I swear I got it just for the Mylar, but it's Buffy #1. I think if Matt's still there, he'll be hollering and hooting pretty soon. But it's by the great Art Adams. This was early Art Adams here. I think just
Cool.
after his long shot stuff and stuff he did with X-Men, he started doing some indie stuff. So very cool cover.
Hashtag.
Here's some for Stevie D, because I know he's a fan of these. And I found these for $5. These are kind of their higher end stuff. So we got Guru the Wanderer by PC #1. There's only like a 4 or 5 issue series.
Yeah, those. I got. I think the set of those for Stevie D that I sent him,
Okay.
and those Pacific ones actually came out before the Marvel ones.
Yeah. The
Epic
Marvel
or
one was a
whatever they
long
were.
series too. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think shortly after this run is when PC kind of folded.
Yeah,
So I think a
and
lot of
Marvel
the
took it
assets
over.
went here and there.
yeah.
Yeah, got that one. But not only did I get that one, I got the Marvel one too.
Nice.
So I mean, for the price, I couldn't pass it up. Kind of a good one for the collection. Now, am I going to chase the rest of them? Probably not. But I mean, if I may see covers that are kind of cool, like I like his dog. His dog is a smart one. He's like a complete
Right.
idiot. So it's hilarious. This one, okay, let's show this one. This one was my big spicy one. This is actually one dope. Something happened to me at Heroes, and I think I have every single key for this character now.
There you go.
I got Detective number 369. So this is actually the first time Batgirl and Robin team up in the comic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So this is like early key for her. I think she's only been out for, was it 69? So 10 issues now. So
Are they dancing?
I
they're
don't know what they're
tugging on
doing.
them.
You know
Tug
what?
of war.
Her and Batman are tug of war over the guy with the
Oh.
little green tighty whities, tighties.
Robin's very important.
Yeah.
This seems like a prison scene.
Yeah.
They both
Very
wanted to
sexual.
dig.
So this is like a 4-0,
sexual
and
tension.
they gave it to me for $20.
They're fighting
So I'm
over
like-
Dick, like we all.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
And now you showed up in slabs. I'm not a slab guy, but this one called to me, and it's because I don't really have any westerns. Okay, so I got this one. So 3-5
Wow.
Outlaws of the West. This is mid 60s. Something about this cover I just found fascinating.
Yeah, it's real.
Okay, you ready
Like-
for this? $10. This
Whoa.
was $10. I'm like,
Yeah.
for $10?
Wow.
Sure.
Less than the cost of the slab. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
the coloring. This coloring's cool.
Yeah, coloring looks good. I mean, is this a Charlton? No, what is this?
It's almost
Charlton.
like good and the bad and the ugly, like the way the faces are.
That's
Yeah,
what it
where they're
reminded
laughing.
me of.
And, yeah.
I just thought it was a cool cover. I
Heck
like
yeah, man.
like reading the old ads. There's Mr. X-Ray right there. Dope.
Yes.
Look at that.
Which they used for like 40 years.
I used
And
to have those
Last
glasses.
this one was $20, which isn't. It's still pretty cheap, but number one Supergirl 9-2. This
Nice.
was her
Super nice.
second series, so this was the 80s. But yeah, for $20 for a 9-2.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Iconic.
I have that, but
I'll
mine's
read
not
it.
slabbed.
That's probably one of my favorite costumes of her with the little shorty shorts and the blouse. I like this outfit. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't like the halter top. I like, kind of this thing.
Right.
So yeah, for that price, can't beat it. And I know me and Johnny are gonna get together and show off what he got a lot more. And we're gonna show off some stuff probably in the future of what we got. So, but that was just what I got today.
Super cool.
Sweet.
Like a whole weekend wasn't enough. I had to go today. and get
Right.
more.
I went to my LCS today, Eric, and I was like, okay, I'm just getting my pool list since I wasn't there last week. And I was like, I ain't buying anything else. I ended up buying a small few books, but not a whole lot, just a little bit. Because he got a collection and another collection in, so I had to dig through and see what he got in.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying not to go to their back section where all the back stock is because I'm like, I know what's there. I go through it so much, so I just go in and get my weeklies, and that's enough for me. I mean, my weeklies have been.
Oh,
kinda
I got
crazy
two more
lately.
things. So sorry. I have two more things. Like super quick. It's super quick. I promise. I know everybody's probably wanting to get, but they're like really nerdy, but not comics.
Not comics.
Yeah. You guys familiar with geek jerseys? It's like cloned by Kevin Smith. They do hockey jerseys. Like if you saw me in my my horror thing. So I know you guys are D&D guys, right? I mean, we're all D&D guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Oh,
cool.
Mind Flayer's cool. Love Mind
And on the
Flayer.
back,
That's actually like a Stitch type of.
yes, these are patches. These are all
Oh, Illithid. Yeah,
lifted.
nice.
75.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but check out how cool the Mind Flayer looks on it.
That is badass. I like that. Yeah.
Man,
And I got one more. Like if that wasn't enough, like if you're like running deep level D&D nerds, how about Tiamat?
oh
yeah.
wow,
Dragon Queen.
that's cool.
In the back it says Tiamat.
That's cool.
Tiamat 77. Yeah.
That's
It's got like the patches and stuff. Yeah,
I like the side patches when they go to that extent.
yeah. They're like almost like pro jersey kind of things. Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
That's cool.
Are they oversized when you order them?
you can order your size, so you can size it. I would size it the way you would a t-shirt.
Okay. I was gonna say sometimes some of those ones like I ordered from Christmas Story.
The bunny
Cousin
suit?
Eddie.
Red
Yeah,
Rider.
Cousin Eddie. I got one that's shitters full. And you know,
Oh,
it's like they
Christmas
said-
vacation. Christmas vacation.
Vacation, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Christmas.
What did
Story.
I say? Christmas Story?
Yeah, that's with Ralphie.
Pictured you with a big pink bunny outfit.
Or the leg lamp.
Yeah, I ordered those, and it said, you know, it fits like a hockey jersey. So I'm like, all right, that should be oversized. No, I got this thing. It fits me like a damn condom. You know, it's like I'm like, I'll never wear this sucker. I'm gonna find somebody to give it to. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm too fat for that right now. I'm telling you, I could lose weight and it'd still be tight. You know, so but yeah. So that's why I was asking. I was like, does it fit like you know, when they say a hockey jersey, because a hockey jersey's oversized because of the pads and everything else, you know.
You got to order it big for sure.
Yeah.
You want a big jersey.
Yeah. But well, all right. Let's see, it puts us over 2 hours. That's about our norm. I'd like to say thank you to Dope. for
Thanks,
coming
Dope.
out, man. Thank you, sir. It was
Anytime. It's hard for me to get on here on Saturday nights. It's the worst time possible.
yeah,
You know, I'm
especially
usually
this,
line dancing right now. You know what I'm
especially
saying?
this time of the year, man. Especially
You don't want to line dance with this weather.
I'm beating them women off of me. I'm out on the floor right now. I'm killing it right now.
Don't tear my heart.
Yeah.
You break it.
I'm cutting the grass. I'm out there with them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's fun being on here, guys. I'm glad y'all invited me on.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot, saw a lot of cool books.
Yes.
Really good. Really good.
Really cool. And Eric, I was telling him thanks for at Heroes Con for, you know, being one of the guys that actually would take time and talk and hang out
way
and
too
stuff
fast,
and everything.
man. It was too fast.
Man.
It seemed like we didn't have enough time to hang out and just chit chat.
Blink of an eye. So
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I just did my video today of where I'm showing a few of the books that I picked up, and I was showing the books that Dope and you gave me, Eric. So
Okay.
as far as the
I've
exchange
been
and stuff, so
bad. I just filmed something yesterday. It's
Did
been
you?
a week, and I'm just now getting to it.
Yeah. This is my last one. This is my third one. I said I'm
Meanwhile,
after
Dope's
that-
got like 20 out already.
Yeah, it'd be like October and y'all be coming out with Heroes Con stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Until the next one.
Yeah, until the next one. You got to make it stretch until the next one. Yeah, no.
I'm definitely
this
doing
is-
that.
This will be my third one, and that'll be it. No more hero stuff. I'll be
That's
showing
probably
some
what
hero
I'm gonna
book,
do,
but
too.
it'll be scattered throughout some other stuff. But yeah, just thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody for coming out and hanging out. Anybody that's watching the rewind, greatly appreciate it. You know, make sure you guys sub up everybody that's been on the panel, and they're all great guys. All put out great content, and with that, I guess we will sign off, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Hey,
See you
guys.
guys. Two.